Hello and welcome to this art supplies tour. A lot of people ask me to do this, and although it's still pretty scary for me, I thought I'd just give it a try. I'm sorry if this video turns out to be a big mess, I'm still kinda new to all this. But let's just get started. What glue do you use is definitely one of the most asked questions I receive. But my glue is really not that special, it's just the cheapest clear hobby glue I could find at the mall, and that's it. Now about my journal itself. I always use the same kind. They're all from a Dutch store called BoekenVoordeel, and the A6 ones are €3 and the A5 ones are €4. I have always liked working in a small journal because it takes less time to fill the pages. But when my last one was completely full, I decided it was time for a change, and I also needed to challenge myself. So now I'm working in an A5 journal. The journals have 192 pages, but I have to rip out a lot of those. Because as you can see, my journals get really thick, so if I don't rip out some of the empty pages, the covered pages would start falling out, and I obviously don't want that to happen. This is the acrylic paint I use in my journal. It's not from this cool brand, because I basically only use it for backgrounds and writing quotes. All of my acrylics are from a store called Action. And these are the metallic paints I use. I can't remember where I got them from, but they're probably available on Amazon or something. These are the varnishes I use. They're all from the European store Action, except for the Mod Podge, but that one is pretty well known, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. I often get comments from people who can't stand the way I use my brushes. So I thought I'd just let you know that I have a few brushes that I only use for journaling. These brushes are either really old, or they're just cheap and crappy. And since I'm obviously going for the messy effect in my journal, I don't mind them getting all ruined. The ones I'm showing right now are perfect for writing lyrics and quotes, or adding small details to the page. These white ones are actually meant for nail art, but I just use them in my journal. Now these are the brushes I use for my watercolor paintings, and I would never use them the way I use the other brushes. I have some Reeves brushes, a water brush pen, 2 extremely thin brushes for details, and this amazing set of 15 brushes that was gifted to me by Arteza. In this little box I store most of my stickers. I think they're all from AliExpress.com. You can see that I have stickers of the moon, some tiny world maps, paintings, shells, flowers, and fake stamps. And in this little box are some real stamps. It's a collection of vintage stamps with butterflies on them. I think they're very beautiful, so I'm always scared to use them in my journal in case I mess it up. These are some black pens I like to use for journaling. It includes a fine liner, a brush pen, a fountain pen, and just a simple ballpoint pen. I have a huge paper collection and I keep buying more and more. It's kind of getting a problem at this point, but oh well. They're all from the store Action, and since they're so cheap, I just can't help myself every time I go there. I mean, just look at those beautiful patterns and colors. Now I'm gonna show you some of the brown vintage looking papers. They're all from the same store. I'm sorry if this all goes a little fast, but you can just pause the video if you want to take a closer look at them. Nope, we're not done with the paper yet. Here are some more. This set includes some of my favorite papers. I just love the nature vibe and the golden details. These are not really papers, but more like stickers, like I'm showing you right now. And they are from the store Action as well. Finally, here are the last few sets. Among them are retro designs, floral designs, vintage designs, and many more. The paper is pretty big and also quite thick, so I like using them to make envelopes and cards as well. Now let's move on to this part of my room. I have a lot of washi tapes as well, as you can see. Most of them are from Dutch stores or from AliExpress.com. My favorites are definitely the glitter tapes. and they're really easy to find online. Just type in glitter washi tape and there you go! These little boxes are filled with pressed flowers. I'm not gonna show you all of them, but I might make a separate video about them if y'all are interested in that. Anyway, these are my most commonly used flowers, and they're called baby's breath. I buy them at a flower shop and I press them myself. I think that people who have been following me for quite some time now know that I like creating pages with this shade of brown. I often add pieces of burlap to my pages and also cut open tea bags and cork stickers. And of course these vintage looking washi tapes. Here's a quick overview of some of my favorite materials. Now onto my watercolors. I use the Van Gogh watercolors, but you don't see them in my process videos a lot because I mostly use them to paint other things. But I would definitely recommend them. I'm an even bigger fan of Gouache Paint. I love painting butterflies with it. So I obviously got super excited when Arteza offered to gift me this stunning set of 60 gouache colors. While we're at it, let's also take a look at my pencils. I don't draw very often, but when I do, I use the Derwent pencils, and they're great. Oh, and I also have some Derwent metallic pencils. Here's my folder filled with paper scraps, receipts, gift wrap, napkins, little pieces of fabric, and other stuff I refuse to throw away, because I can always add it to my journal pages. And here's my collection of paper coasters. I believe they're called doilies in English, and you can get them at restaurants or cafes. In this box right here, I store most of my glitter. I'm just gonna show you some of it now, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I guess that's it. Oh no, never mind. I just have to show you this huge jar of glitter as well. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, let's move on. Here are some other pens and markers I like using in my journal. I have brush pens, some fine liners, gel pens, alcohol markers, and some metallic markers. Now let's move on to my favorite things to use in my journal. Some of you probably already guessed it, butterflies. Let's start with these paper ones. The ones I'm showing you right now are from the store Flying Tiger. The rest of the butterflies are from the Dutch webshop poëzieplaatjes.com. I believe they ship to other countries as well, so if you like these butterflies, you might want to check that out. I will put a link in the description box. Next are these 3D holographic butterfly stickers. These are once again from a Dutch store. The store is called Xenos, but very similar versions are sold on Amazon and AliExpress. These butterflies are probably my favorites. They're from the store Action, but I got them a while ago, so I'm not sure if they're still being sold. I have a set with white butterflies, one with blue and green butterflies, an orange set and a pink set, and a set that includes moths and other insects as well. Alright, I think that's most of it. I'm really sorry if I didn't include the one thing you were watching this video for. You can leave your questions in the comments down below and I will try my best to answer them. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much for the support on all my videos. You have no idea how much it means to me. And thank you for watching this video, of course.